I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals. While drinking booze.
Cheers! Hi, guys.
Hi.
Surprise, Chelsea wasn't ready.
I wasn't. I have food in my hand.
That's okay. She's going to finish eating her granola bar because it goes so well with what we're drinking today.
Right.
Pliny the Elder, baby. Hard to come by. See, Chelsea didn't even know. She brought something to the table today that is almost impossible to find.
Yeah. What's it called? Pliny
the Elder.
I had no idea.
It's the bomb beer. If you haven't had it, it's from up here, up north.
Santa Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, Russian River. Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
It is.
It's a little bitter for, like, non-beer drinkers. Like, I probably wouldn't choose it. But
Right.
now that I know how exclusive it is, I
Right.
want it all the time.
Right. Well, you should have brought more than one. And it's like, granted, it's just the beginning of the show, but I mean, we had to share this beer, and I've got like maybe a shot and a half left, and I'm sipping it like it's a $5,000 bottle of wine because I don't want to waste it.
There's more
Yeah. Where?
at my house.
Then put it somewhere so that it's hidden so Josh doesn't drink it. This is good shit.
I mean, now I'm mad that I didn't bring more. Not only to you, but like to me, to my house.
Next time, just communicate. Just text me first or
I
call
know.
me first.
Communication is
Communication
key.
is fucking key. And
Oh
if
my
you
God.
don't know that, turn this off right now because I can't be friends with you.
At least she's communicating that.
That's right.
I mean, that's something.
That is right.
So I just came back from a weekend getaway with Josh and Chance.
Aw, cute. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Del Valley Campgrounds. I'm saying that because I don't really know what it's called.
Oh. But it's up here somewhere not too far.
Yeah, it's right outside of Livermore.
Oh, okay. So like an hour away.
Super easy to get to, but there's a lake and campsites and day use and boat rentals, and I was like, how did I not know that this was here?
That's fantastic.
So close, and it was amazing. The water is beautiful. The boats were, everyone was super nice. It was wonderful. But I haven't slept in a tent on the ground in many years.
Oh.
And I feel like I aged this weekend. Like,
because
my
why?
body hates me.
Is
like,
it sore? It's
hates me. Yes.
Did you wake up in the middle of the night with rocks in your ass?
I woke up in the middle of the night multiple times. Drinking heavily on this camping trip was necessary just to fall asleep.
Oh no.
Like, I can't remember the last time I slept on the ground in a sleeping bag in a tent. It was amazing.
No,
it was
me neither.
very nostalgic, and I loved doing it, and it was really fun. And I'm glad that Chance went.
I was gonna say, how did he do?
He had his first camping trip, and he did great. But it's a lot easier for a 25-pound being,
right,
to find comfort on a blanket.
Yeah.
Now me being
you guys didn't have
heavily over 25 pounds,
heavily over.
It's a little bit different.
You didn't have a blow-up mattress?
Okay. So I am engaged to a hippie, right? He's a very, very hippie-ish man. So we don't have like blow-up mattresses. We don't have like any of that. But he was like, well, hey, I have these like old couch cushions, and we'll just put those together and create a mattress, right? And so it kind of worked. I
had a mattress you could have borrowed.
Well, your timing is horrible.
Well, you didn't tell me you didn't have a damn mattress.
I did not.
Communication is key.
I didn't
That's
communicate.
That's it. Now looking for a new co-host for my show because Chelsea and I can no longer be friends because she doesn't know how to communicate.
Well, at least you communicated that.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. I can't do without you.
I should have brought another beer.
I can't. That's true. Yeah, that's no lie. You definitely should have. That would have helped this whole sitch.
Damn it.
So you put couch cushions, but then what? You fell in between.
Well, right. Well, my ass is larger than most. So when I move in the night, apparently it moves tiny cushions around.
Your crack makes a crack.
Hello.
It's cracking me up.
Oh, man.
Hold on while I crack a couple jokes about it.
Oh my God. God, it's gonna be a long
No,
episode.
I'm not smoking crack
Anymore. So I don't know. It was just very different.
Yeah.
I loved the camaraderie because it was Josh has a few friends that have birthdays all in the same week of him.
Oh, that's
so they
fun.
all get together and then they all invite different people in their lives. So all these people, collectively come to this big campsite and we just stay there for the whole weekend. And it's this big birthday bash, right? And it's tons of people you've never met, a lot of people that you have, and then it's just like you just become friends, and you have this communal food, and we have campfires every night, and we sing, and we go out on boats, and we find rocks and jump off of, and so that part was really, really cool,
That sounds fun.
But camping is that's an experience when you haven't done it since you were a kid. So I did, get back into the camping wagon, but camping with a child, like an infant, that's okay, well, first of all, just traveling with a kid now.
Right.
Like, I have to add 20 extra minutes to getting out of the house.
Right.
Without a doubt. Just because I have so many checklists that are going on in my head. For me, and for Josh, and for our situation, and for Chance. It's like, like I have to go through all of it.
Do I have the diapers? Do I have a snack?
Right.
How long are we going to be gone?
And
Do I have a change of clothes?
Right.
Do we need the stroller?
Exactly. It's a lot of that.
Whatever.
But then I'm also a very visual person. And so I need to see things like lined up at the door. You know what I mean? Like, this bag is for you. This bag is for you. This bag is for you. Perfect. But if I have this bag, I need this one to go with this. And this is like, it's like I have to see it all together.
Right.
And people that are not that tend to be like, okay, is this bag ready? I'm going to take it and then go. And then in my head, it's like, where's that bag? Shit, where's that bag? And so Josh and I are still kind of working out the kinks of like how to leave the house to do anything without it being stressful.
Well, especially for like a long weekend.
Right.
That's
because I feel like anytime we go anywhere that's like bigger than a grocery store trip, it's like, it's like I get in the car and I'm just like I'm just like, oh God, something's wrong. I'm missing something. Oh no. And every single time we go on anything longer than a couple of hours getaway, I start the entire trip stressing out or hyperventilating. And it's a lot to travel with kids.
Well, I do that too. I go through the to-do list pretty much the whole drive there. So if it's a 5-hour ride, the whole way. And then about halfway, I'm saying, look, I'm a grown-up. If I forgot a damn toothbrush, like, I know where to find one. You know what I mean? But I go through, and then there's the necessities that you can't get away from. Like, if you had a blowout, and I don't mean like a tire blowout, but a blowout with Chance's butt on the road without any spare diapers, like, that could be a really big shit show.
That's a thing. But, literally. But, I will say this, too. It's like, anywhere we go now, it's not like we're, forging new life on, like, the planet of Neptune or anything. It's like, we're going to other civilized places where we can find things that we need. Right. You know what I mean? Anywhere we go is going to have a grocery store or a drugstore. Right. And it's like, we're going to be fine. Right. But for some reason, I go through this whole, like, do we have it? Do we have it? Do we have it? Do we have it?
Because you don't want to make a big to-do. It makes perfect sense. I do the same thing. However, I have not slept on the floor camping. I don't even think I did when I was a kid, because we used to camp. That was like our outing as a family when my mom was a single mom. And so we had, even when we met my stepdad, we had all the camping gear. We had, the cots, the coolers, the, outside oven, or not oven, but stove, all the stuff we needed, which was great. So I really don't have room to talk now because I have a miniature house on wheels. Even though it's old, we've refurbished it, and I've got a really comfortable, semi-comfortable, well, more comfortable than the ground. Who am I kidding? Bed. It's
very comfortable. You have a mattress. You have all the necessities that you need inside your shelter. Right. Which is very transportable. I mean, it's basically a mobile home. Right. And so that's good. It's because last weekend we did the camping on the ground in the tents with like campfires, and I mean it was like camping. Right. Whereas the weekend prior to that, we went to the Russian River with friends in their cabin.
Oh,
so we
okay.
had our own bedroom with multiple beds, and we had a kitchen with a microwave, and it's like we had a cabin camping.
Yeah.
And so they were very different experiences, but those were the 2 first camping trips that we did with Chance.
Right.
And so
he handled them both well?
Oh my God. He is a trooper.
You are burping like, okay, so Pliny the Elder makes you burp.
Oh my God. I'm going through many bodily functions over here.
We've drank a lot of beer on this show, and I don't think I've ever heard you burp this much.
I mean, it's bad. Like, I was coughing a minute ago. I lost my breath for a second.
Just don't fart.
Well, it's a long show. I can't guarantee
I
anything.
may not find a new co-host for you not being able to communicate, but I guarantee I will find one if you fart on me. I will find one faster than
Only if I fart
a
on
flatulent.
you. Oh!
Why don't we use that word instead of fart? That would be much better.
It's too long. We don't have time for that.
Did you flatulate?
I mean, yeah. And fart is kind of like, it kind of sounds like it.
Oh. My sister and I used to call them boomers.
Oh,
Did you boomer?
That's kind of cute.
And then guess what? My younger sister and I sat in the car one time for hours and came up with every word that we could use for a fart. And it was like toot, poot, boot, like boomer, backfire, like shark bait, like you name it. We have it. It's a piece of paper still somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, you wrote them all down.
We did. We were dying.
That is cool.
Yeah.
You should get those all like tiny printed on a shirt, like just over and over and over again. So it's just like that's your fart shirt. That can be your sister clothes. That'd be a good gift.
That would be. It would be. Watch out, Joanna. It's coming for you. Okay, sorry. I got gassed out. What were we talking about?
How well Chance did camping.
Oh, yeah.
He did absolutely amazing. This kid loves to be outside, in the dirt, in the water, like all the, I mean, he was disgusting.
Oh, I bet. A little dirt ball,
When we got home yesterday, he was so gross. I mean, his fingernails like caked in there, like his toenail. And I had to like clip them all while he was napping today, clip them all out, and like this just cakes, little pancake flick. It was so disgusting. And then he took this bath and he had like this, he was kind of like,
water's brown.
He was Pigpen. My son was Pigpen, 100%. He had this cloud just like billowing out in the water. I was like, God, you are so gross. So, but I mean, he had a blast. Like, he had his first pail and shovel, and he was like scooping it up, but then he would scoop up the dirt and then flick it onto himself. Yep. Like, he's like, look at this. So he's just covered in dirt.
And he loved it.
Loved it.
And I don't think boys ever grow out of that, honestly.
And I'm fine with that. Get dirty, eat dirt, get sick. I want his immunities high. I want him to just feel the earth. I want him to be like that. I don't want him to be in a bubble where he never experiences
Well, he can't with a hippie dad.
I mean,
he's going to be like, son, we're going camping. No, Dad, I'm not, actually. No.
Right?
I'm going to go get pedicures this afternoon.
Right. And then I'm going to code.
Right. True. That's coming. That's literally a glimpse into your future. I mean, it does sound fun though.
Yeah, it was great. But traveling with kids is definitely it's a challenge, and it's something you have to get used to. And I feel like as time goes on and we travel, do a little bit more, bit more, every trip we're going to learn, okay, we're never camping again without a mattress. Check.
Right. That's, yep.
Right. Every little thing is like, okay, we're never going to do that again. Got it. But then they're all learning experiences. Right. So we just continue learning as parents and figure it out and go. So it was fun. And I would do it again in a heartbeat after I get a massage.
Yeah, I mean, no kidding. Well, you should do it.
My back hurts like crazy.
Yeah, you should do it after your every camping trip. Like, that should be the prerequisite. Like, sure, Josh, I'll go camping with you.
Yes.
But afterward,
yes,
I get this.
Yes.
And I can't see him saying no. He's so generous.
Yeah, no. Actually, he said last night, he was like, we got home and he's like, I didn't rub your shoulders. I told you I'd rub your shoulders when I got home. And then he went to sleep. I was like, okay.
Honey-do list.
Yeah, right.
Shoulder rub 3 times.
Don't think it's not gone. It's just the back burner is lit.
You know what? There's so many things with kids, and as they grow up, they come into their own like mentality and decisions and ideas. And we talked about it before, like, what would you do if Chance was gay, or if he, was this, or if he ended up like my kids where, one of them could care less about showering. The other one's really, got to brush my teeth every morning before I go anywhere and have to shower.
Right.
He could be anywhere in the spectrum.
Right.
But you think about these influence that they have from the outside as their friends. Not very many kids go camping anymore.
It's
and
true.
the ones that do are mainly like, we go camping now. For me, it's the first time I've ever had a camper, but my kids, that's really all they're going to know with us is a camper.
Right.
So for them to sleep in a tent at this point, which they did our last camping trip because I had my niece and nephew with us. Oh. So all the kids slept in the tent, and both kids came up to me on separate occasions and said, "Do I have to sleep in the tent?" And it's like, yeah, you do, because your cousins are here and that's the rule. Like, yes. But neither one of them wanted to. For different reasons, I'm sure. I didn't ask them why, because it wouldn't matter why. It's non-negotiable, right?
Right.
But that's probably it. They didn't want to. Now, they still had an air mattress, so next time they complain, I'm going to bring up that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want more. Want.
Right. And so that's the other thing. It's like, I'd love to, keep, like Josh and I discussed keeping these traditions alive where every year Chance has something to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
At the beginning of the summer, we're always going to go to this campsite, or at the end of the summer, we're always going to go to this state and visit this relative, or something like that. Ooh, oh my God! Isn't that crazy?
You know what you should say? Excuse me, pardon me. I know it wasn't smart, but if it came out the other end, it would have been a fart.
You are big on farts today.
I hate farts.
Oh my gosh.
I hate farts mainly because I'm surrounded by them. I have 3 flatulent what do you call it? Dealers. Flatulent dealers that I live with. And my dog. My dog counts too. Dog farts are the worst, P.S.
I still fart and I still think it's funny. Is that bad?
No, I think it's great. Do you say excuse me though?
Yes, of course.
Okay, because that's my thing. I don't care, laugh, because it is kind of funny. Especially if have you ever had one of those farts where you're like running and it's like...
Oh yeah. Yeah, like
every run you go.
Like a pellet gun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Or how about the farts that like come out like a little bubble and then it like creeps up your butt crack and then like escapes out the top, like
escapes out the panties like a little. They're funny. They're funny, especially around other people. But I always say excuse me.
Well, of course.
So much so that I'll say excuse me for coughing. I'll say excuse me for sneezing. I'll say excuse me for a burp. Mm-hmm. And Danilo always says, "Did you fart? Did you fart?" Like he's waiting for me to fart. And it's like, he knows I don't fart. Unless it sneaks up on me, like I do not fart. I go to the bathroom to fart.
You do fart.
Or I fart when I'm sleeping because I am asleep and it comes out.
Yeah.
Which I feel kind of bad about because I'm always with my back towards Danilo because I like him to cuddle me.
Yeah.
So I probably fart on him.
What side is your bed? What side
do I sleep on? Yeah. I sleep on whatever side is closest to the door of the bathroom because I get up like 3 or 4 times a night to go to the bathroom.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I drink a shit ton of water.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm super hydrated. It's also why I don't get hangovers and also why I can drink beer all the time and anything all the time.
Great. That was a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
what side of the bed do you sleep on?
Well, we actually just recently switched sides of the bed. Isn't that interesting?
One was getting flat. Like his side was getting flat because he's a big guy. He's 6'6".
He's 6'4".
All right.
6'3". 6'3 and a half. I don't know.
Because Danilo's side is definitely flatter than my side.
What size bed do you have?
Cow King.
That's what we have.
Have to.
Yeah. Is he too long for it?
Yeah, but he doesn't sleep long. He sleeps on his side, like curled up.
Oh, okay. Kind of fetal.
Yeah.
Kind of fetal. Yeah. Yeah, we recently switched. So if I'm like in the bed if I'm sitting in the bed, I now currently sleep on the right side.
Okay.
Okay. But for a long time, like our entire relationship, I slept on the left side. And then...
So when you went camping, which side did you sleep on?
Oh, I was right in the middle of the two of them.
Oh.
Right. Because I'm kind of scared. I was scared during camping. Like, if Chance, like, reached over and, like, touched Josh, like, he would freak out and, like, roll over and kill him.
Right.
So,
you just took camping to a whole new level. Like, originally it wasn't scary because you were in the middle of Livermore, which is, like, wine country. No. And now it just got really scary.
Yeah. It was, like, Grand Theft Camping. Like, it
Oh
was
my
like
God.
to the nth degree.
What's that? What's that show? I Shouldn't Be Alive or whatever.
What is that?
It's one of those reality TV shows where the story shows where they reenact the stories.
Yeah.
But the guy says like, oh, I came in contact with a shark once and he bit my arm off and I was stuck in the middle of the ocean for 18 days. I shouldn't be alive.
Oh my God.
And he goes through the whole story and then they've got this actor like acting it out without an arm and the blood's gushing.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
That's like Chance.
I've gone on a few of those auditions to be reenacted.
Yeah, me too.
Have you?
That's pretty much all they have up here.
Right. It's true.
Like
we're gonna be
what is
big.
it? Snapped.
Yes,
Like
the
that.
women. The women killed.
I feel like we
whatever.
would be super good at that. I've got some shit, man, that I could pull up. I've got some shit.
Wait, do you mean that you would be a good reenactment actor?
I mean, like,
or
I
you
should
would
be-
You could snap right now and
I
kill
mean,
someone.
like, if I call my agent right now and told her to submit me, I would probably book it.
Oh, okay, so the actor thing. We're not talking about you actually being
Listen,
on Snap.
I learned when I was 35 and a half.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Less than a year ago.
Oh, no.
That you have to use what is real for your acting and not use it in real life unless you look really good in orange, which I do not.
Right, which is why we're not on Orange is the
Right.
New Black. Got
Also,
it.
I get really sick of like bread and butter after a while, so I don't know what else they serve in jail, but
That
I'm not
sucks
doing
for
it.
you, because I could legit live off that.
it would be really, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about it now compared to the heels that I get now. It might be actually kind of nice.
Yeah, you would get like
Yeah,
the
I didn't really
center
think it through. You're
of-
right.
You would get, and your own pat of butter. You wouldn't have to share with anybody.
That could be really nice, but I would have to still share the toilet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might not even get a door depending on which prison you go to. How did we get on this?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about killing people and snapping.
Right, right. And then before that, we were talking about sides of the bed
You
and
know what?
sleeping and yeah.
Truth is, Chels, and I
Yeah.
don't know, I know we're fairly new friends. There's a lot of stuff in my life that's happened to me that in my acting especially, and I know that you've done this too, where you kind of pull from what I call the craft bag,
Yeah.
and you utilize these real emotions, these things that you have in fact dealt with, gone through, and you revisit them, and it takes people on rides. This is the reason why I love acting, is taking someone on a ride that they didn't intend going on.
Yeah.
And it's the most euphoric feeling in the world
Right.
for me.
And drawing from your own personal things, you know, you have to definitely know how to separate the two.
For sure.
But knowing that and taking the emotions and all the stuff that you've gone through and then applying it to something else and knowing how that character is feeling and what they would emote during that time. I mean, that's what acting is. That's
Right.
a skill right there.
But then you also have to be able to tuck that shit back in.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh,
like
100%.
curtain, like cut and tuck it back in and do it again and
Right.
tuck it back in. So, but it took me a really long time to do that. It took me a really long time, believe it or not. Now I know I've never actually done stand-up.
Right.
But I used to consider myself only a comedic actor
Right.
because I was terrified of anything dramatic because I was terrified of going there
Mm-hmm.
for so long. I finally went there when I was in college. I loved it. It was great. And I've done that since. That being said, there are so many things that I now can revisit and I'm like, holy shit, how did I not let that kill me? How did I not let that, make me hurt beyond fixing? Let me tell you
Right.
where this is all coming from.
Okay.
Have you seen that show, 13 Reasons Why?
No.
So this is a new Netflix show. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend it. It's definitely heavy and dramatic.
Netflix original series.
yes.
Yes.
And it's Selena Gomez. It's her deal. Really great. I think it took off way further than people anticipated. Anywho, they're shooting up near us.
That's very
and
true. The next town over.
right. And it's dramatic because it's set in high school and it's high school kids, which now especially because I have teens, like it is very dramatic. They have this whole other entity of the social media and things like that I'd personally been very vocal about. To me, that's just like, holy moly, how did we survive it before? Because we didn't have this crap.
Right.
But the show, without giving away for those people that haven't seen it, is following a girl's story as to why she ended up committing suicide.
Right. And
essentially.
isn't it like 13 episodes and each episode there's a new tape or something of
Correct.
who she's telling, like, this is one of the reasons why I killed myself?
Yep. Each
Something
side
like
of the tape is 13 tapes, and each tape is one of the reasons why. So they all add up.
Right.
But we decided we're going to watch it with the kids because the kids have heard about the show and a lot of their friends have watched it.
Yeah.
And I'm, one of those people where I'm totally fine at this point because they're 16 and 14, right? And I know that every time they're with their mom, they see really horrible movies because that's something they've always wanted. And so she's the best friend because she's got to be woo, woo, woo. So they see really raunchy, horrible films. And I've always been of the heart that they can watch what they want, but I want them to ask questions if they have questions.
Yeah.
Period, know?
Totally.
So I said, let's watch it with them. A lot of these parent forums have been talking about that this is a really great way to bridge the gap and understand what teens now are going through and the things that they're dealing with. There are some things in the show that made me a little uncomfortable to watch with the boys, like the sex scenes and things like that. I mean, it doesn't show anything, of course.
Right.
But it's, it kind of brings you back as an adult now and going, oh my God, like this is legit what they do. Like they drink with their friends and they smoke marijuana and they probably go to these parties. And, did I raise kids that are smart enough to know not to drink and drive and, to call? And we've talked about stuff like that. But that for me is the biggest thing about the show. Hence the reason I'm recommending. If you do have teenagers, I would say 13 plus, if they're going to watch it with their friends regardless, and to be honest, I think they should show it in school.
Wow.
I think it should be one of those things that schools show and they have a discussion or kids write papers because I think it would open up a huge thing. My husband and I took completely different stances with it. At one point he said, we're going through these, we're not going through, the shows are going through. And each episode I found him saying, that's not a reason to kill yourself. That's not a good enough reason.
Right.
First
of all, let me interject here.
Yeah.
Because I haven't said anything in a while.
Okay.
I feel like shows like that can be considered, controversial, people can either be completely for it or completely against it, and I can see both sides, you saying, watch it with your kids so that, the conversation and dialogue opens up and you guys can have that communication,
right?
Which we talk about so much, and that's a good thing. Whereas some parents who I have actually heard that are against this exact show, 13 Reasons Why, is because they think that what it's doing now is highlighting and glamorizing suicide, and they're saying, now it's showing them, kind of, what can happen and, how you can, for lack of a better term, glamorize suicide. And so, some parents are completely against this show because of what it's making some kids think. I have a dear friend who's 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old watched the show with her, and after watching the show, he actually spent a few days in his room thinking about it, came out and started crying to his mom saying, are you proud of me? I've done nothing to make you proud of me. And he started thinking about things that he's doing in his life and that he wants to do more, because he's like, man, I haven't done anything in my life. Why are you proud of me? Like, why? It's almost asking, why shouldn't I do that? Do you know what I mean? And so,
but that's my exact point, though.
Right.
And it needs to be a topic of conversation.
Right.
Did you have anyone in your high school kill themselves?
Because first of all, let me touch what made me want to talk about this was you and Danilo saying something like, that's not a reason to kill yourself. That's not a reason to kill yourself. But being that's his point of view.
Right.
You have no idea what one comment on a YouTube video could do for one other person.
Right. That could be the day that breaks it.
Idea.
Right.
What sending this emoji to this kid at this time with this text could do to that person.
Right.
That could be the straw. That could be the one that ends it. That could be the one that's like, well, fuck it. I should just go.
Right. And there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line between you can't spend the rest of your life trying to be careful about everybody else and making sure everyone else is okay, because they don't, unless they let you know, which most people who are suicidal don't let you know. If they do, then be receptive to it. And please do not in any way lessen their feelings or emotions. You're right. It could be something very simple that could send them over the edge. But that's not what this That's not what this show is talking about. And I think the people, and I'm just going to go say it, the people who think that Hollywood is glorifying this issue, I do not agree. I believe that they are shining light on a major issue at this point. Teen suicide has risen an astronomical percentage since I was in high school. I've had friends of mine now that I have killed themselves. Not a lot, but a few. And it's very common. There's 2 suicides here in the town that we're in within the last 5 years, 6 years. I mean, that's a very astonishing number for a tiny little town. And so
I went to high school here, and that was, in the 90s, and that happened as well.
Right.
So, it's just...
It's a great way to bridge the gap, I feel, between you and your teen, especially for me, because I've got boys who aren't super communicative anyway, to have something that we're all watching, and I can make a comment on it and say, like, I hope that you guys understand that. Or at dinner the next day, I can say, how did you guys feel about that part of the show? And we're talking about it just in a very calm sense.
Right.
And being able to but talk about real stuff. It takes the pressure off, I guess. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a really useful tool, especially nowadays. Now, granted, you can live your life and not talk to your kids and let your kids do social media and not ask them about it. Like, there's parents, too, that won't get their kids, password and look at their phones or computers.
Right.
As long as you're under my roof, I'm going to be looking every once in a while on my watch to see what you're doing.
Right.
Just to make sure you're safe.
It's kind of the same open door policy that we had as kids. You know what I mean? Like, you have friends over, keep the door open. Right. Because I don't know, we didn't have the social media stuff that we have to worry about now.
Right.
And I don't even want to think about what's going to...
I know, by the time Chance is a teen, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Oh my God.
I had no idea that social media would be where it's at now when we were just starting in high school. Social media wasn't a thing.
We all shared a computer. Just side note, this is something you're going to have to watch out for, the parental things on the computer. Yeah. Because our boys, both of them, by age 11, had found porn on the computer.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And we, of course, talked about it and, whatever. But
Beautiful.
It's available is the problem.
Well, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And it's a matter of looking at YouTube and clicking on a random picture. And next thing you know, it's...
You know that song way too well.
I don't know if they even play music like that in porn anymore. They probably don't.
It just gets in the way.
I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be an adult or a kid. Life is too busy.
It is. I don't know. And I do want to watch that show. I do. I do want to see the show.
Well, you should watch it.
The hype and understand it all.
Well, they're filming season 2, so watch it before that so that we can all have a discussion about it.
Okay, you got it.
But we probably won't again on this show because this was kind of a boring episode.
But we had good beer.
13, episode 13, talked about 13 reasons why.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
It's also a very odd number. Sorry, Chels.
Whatever. I'll just have to stick around for 14 and then I'll quit.
There you go.
Yay!
There you go. Follow us, guys. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at It's Apparent Pod.
You can also follow us individually. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube's Chelsea Bierce, Bearce.
If you're interested in following me and seeing what I'm up to, you can find all that information on my website, lauren-kelly.com.
And don't forget to review us.
Yep. Bye, guys. We out. Make it count.
Boom. Bye.